Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salamu ala Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam wa ba'd. Alhamdulillah, it is the next week. We're going to go over our uh, lessons that we do every week. So today, alhamdulillah, we had finished lesson 7 in the Madinah Arabic books. And we have this free class every Saturday at 7 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Today I'm wearing my Haq apparel, the way of the Salaf. This is a very nice shirt that was made by our brother at Haq Apparel. And I encourage everybody to go there. The link will be in the description, inshallah. To go over this lesson, this is a very brief lesson. I'm going to share my screen. It discusses tilka. It discusses the word tilka and what is tilka. Okay. Tilka is for something that is near to you. Okay. So we use the example, whether you are a male or female, something close to you, like a bait, will be hada if it's masculine in gender. The thing that you're pointing to will be masculine in gender. You will say hada. Hada baytun wa dhalika masjidun. Okay. Now, if you're going to point to something feminine that's closer in relation than something else, I can say hadihi ainun. Now, why is ain the example that we used? Because in the previous lesson, we learned that body parts that have pairs are feminine in gender. So the yed is hadihi yed, hadihi ain. And the body parts that are singular, right, they are masculine in gender. Hada fem, hada rats, hada enf. Okay, like this. Okay, I wish I had two brains, right? Hada dimag. Okay, I don't have two. So something close that is feminine, we say hadihi, and something that is farther, we say tilka, tilka, tilka yedun, right? Tilka yedun. Now, in relation, something that's closer will be hada or hadihi, and something that is farther will be dhalika or tilka. We use the moon and the sun as an example. The qamar, the moon, is masculine in its gender. And the shams, even though it doesn't end with tarmabuta, is feminine in gender also. So the shams will be tilka. The qamar will be hada qamarun. And the shams will be watilka shamsun. Okay? Real easy lesson. All right? Very, very easy lesson. All right? If you want to take a screenshot, take a screenshot of that, inshallah. This is nice little notes for you. And we talked about the priming study method. Okay? The priming study method. What is the priming study method? This is one of the most effective ways for you to study. Okay? And the example that I gave is that you have a room that you want to paint pink because you have a daughter who likes pink, right? And she wants her room painted pink. So now, if I spend all day painting every single detail here like this, okay, making sure I get to every little detail here, okay, in this amount of time, how much area have I covered? a little bit. When you are studying a book, the book is like the wall. The book, the whole book is like the wall. Okay. This whole book is like the wall. You want to study all of this. Okay. What I recommend you do, if you haven't already done it, is to prime by literally reading the lesson, not the exercises. Read the lessons for every lesson. There's 23 lessons in this book, and read it all within and study it all within a 2 to 3 hour period. It's way doable. Okay. It's not a big lessons. Okay. But when you do it, I want you to look at it and not spend too much time on anything. Anything that takes you more than 3 seconds, 1001, 1002, 1003, just skip it. Okay. Your first time you go through this, men, hadihi, amina, or men tilka, you're going to go like this. Then you're going to go to the next lesson. Okay. And here's, okay, هذا الرجل تاجر وذلك رجل طبيب. Okay. You're just going to read. Okay. You don't know everything here, right? Why? Because you don't know. That's why you're learning the book. Okay. But what's the sense of you reading something you don't know? It makes a lot of sense because there's some things you do know. So now when I am going to prime, I'm going to say, I'm just going to make an example. Anything that I don't know, I'm going to color it blue. Okay. I'm making this up. I know these words, but I'm just saying if I didn't. Okay. Okay. I don't know this Saeed Tajid. I don't know Tabib Health. That's the whole thing. This Liman here. So then we have Liman again. Okay. Right. And then we have Sayara Hadi Sayara to this lit to BB looks like to be, but there's something different there. And Tilka, this Amrika. I don't know these words, okay? What's that like? Okay. I'm gonna give you the similitude here. The example of that is the example of you painting. There you go. That's your first go through this book. The pink. That's what you understand after priming it the first time. All 23 chapters. Thank you, Sheikh Umar. Right? But as you go through each chapter, second time, second time, third time, and what am I going to focus on each time? Am I focusing on the pink? No, I'm going to be able to focus on the blue. And the more and more that I go in this way, the more and more I'm going to cover. Like this, going through it the next time, the next time, the next time. Okay. If you study this book this way and you prime it so that when we get to these lessons, you already know something about it and you know what you do know about it. You can focus on what you don't know. And that's how you're going to be able to learn it easier. Then you're going to review it and it's going to stick better. Okay. And then you're going to end up priming until you end up with this. That's the goal. That is the goal. Okay. This is the goal. And then after you finish the book, you realize that all the white is the Arabic language. And this is what you know. But you keep building in that way, you're going to cover this whole board and turn the whole thing pink. And that's the goal. That's what we want, right? So that was the study benefit that we had. Going back to the book, it's a short lesson, okay? Talks about Amina and Fatima, okay? So Amina is a mumarida and Fatima is a tabiba. We talked about the fact that there are feminine roles. There's female doctors, right? There are male roles. There are male nurses. And how, like, all the way up until like 2010 and so, there's even support groups. Like, they actually had male nurses that would travel to college campuses to tell men, young men, that it's okay for them to become nurses in the West, in America, in my state. I worked in medicine for, almost a decade. And this was something that was fascinating to me, right? What is wrong with being a male nurse, right? Especially in the Muslim world, it's been there and there's been a need. Okay. And there's been a need for female professionals in certain roles, right? Just like there's been a need for male professionals in certain roles. Nobody wants, I don't know what, maybe whatever, a male OBGYN, right? That is always something that is pretty much across the board very uncomfortable, right? On so many levels. Okay. That's like if I had a female psychotherapist that was trying to coach me about my manhood. She could study it and understand a lot of it academically, but like when you talk to another man, it's going to really sink in and have a whole different effect, right? Anyway, that's my caveat. So this is what we studied, okay? هذه is for something close, and tilka is for something far, right? We made notes here, طويلة and قصيرة, without using English. Something that's طويلة, okay, is akbar min something قصيرة. It's akbar min something قصيرة. It's akbar than something قصيرة. Okay, طويلة قصيرة. Then هذه بطة is not a دجاجة, but they also lay بيضة. And a بيضة is what the chick hatches out of, and we eat the بيضة, and it has the yolk and the بيضة white. Then this is a reminder about مضاف ومضاف إليه. Okay. هذه سيارة المدرس. هذه. Okay. وتلك سيارة المدير. وتلك سيارة المدير. Farther in relation, tilka, closer, هذه. Same thing for sa'a. الساعة عباس. هذه. Question, right? ذلك ديك وتلك دجاجة. Okay. So two things can be farther, and I can say ذلك and tilka in the same time. Okay. Because they're both farther in relation to what? Distance. Okay. What I perceive as near. I could point to something all the way across the football field and say, what's this? Or I could say, what's that? Depends on how I am, what is my point? What am I trying to say? Okay. ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ. Because of the greatness, it's so great. It's so, and it was set down. It's so great, okay, that we're saying ذَلِكَ, okay, due to its greatness, right? So this is a summary of the lesson. And again, we have our lessons. They're free. They're weekly. Every Saturday at 7 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's Denver, Colorado time. I'm in Denver, Colorado. Anything I said that is correct is from Allah and His Messenger, and anything that I said that is not is from myself or shaitan, and Allah and His Messenger are free from it. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.